June 6, 1944. An American soldier stepped into the cold surf of Normandy, carrying nearly everything he owned on his body. More than 60 pounds of steel, fabric, ammunition, and survival gear weighed him down as machine gun fire tore across the beach. Every item mattered. Every piece had a purpose. This is the complete D-Day loadout of a U.S. infantryman, and the story of how ordinary equipment helped shape extraordinary history. Before the first shot was fired, before the beach was secured, a U.S. GI landed under relentless fire, burdened with gear designed to keep him alive long enough to fight. What he carried was not just equipment, it was preparation for chaos. The first line of defense was the M1 steel helmet. 3 pounds of curved steel stood between a soldier's skull and flying shrapnel. Covered in netting, it reduced glare and allowed foliage to be tucked in for camouflage. It was uncomfortable, heavy, and absolutely essential. Beneath it, he wore the M1941 field jacket, olive drab and iconic. It looked the part, but it had serious flaws. It wasn't waterproof. It wasn't warm enough. In the cold rain and wind of Northern Europe, many soldiers quickly learned its limitations. Under the jacket came layers of wool. The M1937 shirt and trousers were thick, itchy, and heavy. But wool retained heat even when soaked by seawater or rain, making it one of the few things keeping soldiers warm on that deadly shoreline. On his feet were Type II service shoes, ankle-high leather boots paired with canvas leggings. This was before modern combat boots became standard, and many men would later suffer for it in wet, sand-filled conditions. In his hands, or slung across his chest, was the M1 Garand. General Patton famously called it the greatest battle implement ever devised. Its semi-automatic fire gave American infantry a critical edge. 8-round end-block clips fed the rifle, and when the last round fired, the clip ejected with a sharp metallic ping that every veteran remembered. Some soldiers carried a secondary weapon, the M1911 .45 caliber pistol. Heavy, dependable, and devastating at close range, it was a last resort lifeline. Attached to the rifle was a 10-inch bayonet. Cold steel meant for trenches, doorways, and moments when survival came down to inches. All of this firepower had to be carried. The M1923 cartridge belt wrapped around the waist, its canvas pockets packed with .30-06 ammunition. The M1928 haversack held food, spare clothing, and personal items. It wasn't a true backpack, more a web of straps and flaps, and if packed incorrectly, everything could spill out at the worst moment. Strapped to the gear was the M1910 entrenching tool, awkward, heavy, and often cursed, until artillery began to fall. Then it became the difference between life and death. This was an amphibious invasion, and drowning was a real threat. The M1926 inflatable life belt could be activated with 2 pulls, filling it with air. Many lives were saved because of it. Others lost when it was inflated too early and trapped men underwater. Chemical weapons were feared. A rubberized gas mask bag stayed strapped to the chest, while a detection brassard could change color if gas was present. Weapons were wrapped in plyofilm, a plastic covering that kept salt water and sand out, and could still be fired through if necessary. Survival meant more than bullets. The M1910 aluminum canteen carried a quart of water, often tasting of metal or purification tablets. The meat can mess kit allowed soldiers to eat whenever hot food reached the front. Rations were basic, K rations and the infamous D ration chocolate bar, so dense it was often shaved with a knife. Medical supplies were minimal but vital. A first aid pouch held a Carlisle dressing, sometimes the only chance to stop bleeding. Extra wool socks helped prevent trench foot. 2 dog tags carried a soldier's identity, name, serial number, blood type, whether he survived or not. A crookneck flashlight provided hands-free light in darkness. This wasn't just gear. It was survival, duty, and history, strapped to one man's body. This is what a U.S. GI carried on D-Day, and with it, he helped change the course of the world.